BDevine, and welcome to this insight reading for, well, I wanted to do it for January. So what I've got is two piles of cards. So the first pile, this is number one, and this is your crystal, okay? So number one, these are going to be representing your life, finances, relationships with others, and also messages from the universe. Okay, and a domino angel bonus message, of course. So this is number one, and this is your crystal with your aquamarine and all of these. All right, so if you want number one, or if you want number two, you have a beautiful jasper, and of course the domino angels, yourself, your finances, your relationships with others, and also whatever message the universe is giving you. So pile number two, these are your cards and crystal. So to make a choice, all right, this is sort of going to be a little bit of insight for you guys. I just wanted to let you all know that at 2 p.m. today, if you're not a patron, you might want to consider becoming a patron. I'm doing a live channeling question and answers with Archangel Gabriel, which will be interesting. And received a lot of attunements last night to get all this going. So if you look in my community tab or even in the description box, you will find your way to connect with Patreon. You're going to get a whole lot of stuff for being a patron, deeper readings, extra things, extra webinars, meditations to use, and you'll have access to everything I've ever posted, as well as the webinars and all those things that have gone on before. And so, yeah, patrons will get these little extra things just for helping out and being a part of our soul tribe, of course. Of course, YouTube always gets things as well. And Facebook as well, Instagram, all the places. I try my best to update at least once a day. But yeah, I'd love to see as many people as I can in the channeling, because it just brings the beautiful energy through. So I'm going to start with number one, okay? So this is a very peaceful energy from this, very cooling energy, a very good crystal for helping with your emotions, anxiety, all that sort of stuff. When I tune into this, it's everything seems to calm down. So sometimes I work with this particular stone when I'm working with clients who are going through really, really extreme PTSD, etc. So it helps you from absorbing that energy also. These are really, really nice. I've had these crystals for a very long time. So maybe the message for you is that you might need or have needed just some reassurance and sort of calming energy, and looking forward to 2021. Oh, fantastic. So your first card is the Domino Angels card, of course. These are my very own deck. Archangels of beginnings are with you, and you're about to move to a new place, whether it's a new office or home. It means big changes that are well overdue. It's natural to feel nervous about it, but it will be the start of a brand new life. Many will find that they have been having strange dreams and waking up puzzled. This is past life connections. You are moving away from it now. Thank you to the Archangels of Beginnings, lighting a silver candle, which we have right behind us. I always have that silver candle out. I can't let go of it. Light a silver candle to connect. All right. So you have a lot of luck around you already, number one. The Archangels of Beginnings are an amazing team of angels that can actually bring beginnings into your life anytime you want it. So you don't have to sort of sit there and think, well, I've got to wait for a new month or a new year before I start anything. You can bring this team of many thousands of archangels to your side anytime you want to. It's just a simple call of, look, Archangels of Beginnings, I give you permission to work with me now. Bring forth new beginnings in my life in every direction. I am open to receiving opportunities. I am open to receiving abundance. I'm open to a very easy path as I move forward. Thank you, and so it is. So making your declarations how you want them to be, with obviously expectation that it's actually happening. This is the problem that happens with a lot of people, is that you'll ask for something and then you'll sit trying to figure out how and when and why and what's the timeline and what they're going to look like and when's it going to begin and who's going to give me the money and where's, all of those questions are really distractions. It's a block and it's not going to help you get to your goal. So it's best to just set the declarations and intentions and then let it be. So something's beginning for you in your life, even though it's the beginning of January, something is really starting to change, okay? Allow this change. All right, let's begin with our astrology cards. Now, these cards have zodiac signs. They also have planet energy in it, but I will do my best to just go through this without having to worry about the book or anything like that. I'll just trust in my intuition. How's that? All right. So your first card is about you, yourself. These are insights for you. Number 1. Awesome. Okay, so the energy around you is dynamic, it's spontaneous, it's crusading, it's impulsive, it's strong, it's leadership, it's Aries. So this is you at the moment. And if it's not you at the moment, it's soon going to be. The energy of Aries is extremely forward, pushing forward. As you can see in this particular card, the knight is on the horse, of course, charging ahead, completely equipped, ready to move forward. No more messing around. It's time. So for number 1, you're sick of it. You have been sick of things for a while, okay? How things are going. And you're ready to crusade and move forward. You may need a little bit of extra assistance with confidence and bits and pieces, but inside of yourself, you know that there's something that you feel really, really called to do. You know that this is your year to do it. You know that all you need to have is empowerment and strength. You know that you're lifting yourself up into a more of a leadership role, and you're ready for it. The Aries energy is very fiery and driven, and most of the times, you think of an Arian as someone who is a boss of their own company, or someone who is a leader of others, or leading by, inspiring others to move forward in their own energy as well. So something inside of you is, dynamically pushing you forward to bring you into the life that you're wanting. And you know that you've got to do it yourself. You know that you've just got to shake it off and start one step at a time. You know that there's help available. You could always watch, the confidence and business advice webinar as well. That one was free for everybody. And maybe get some ideas, or maybe that has inspired you to push forward. But the energy of the horse also brings in freedom. So, the horse is showing you how to have freedom in your life. All right? The horse is showing you, hey, I will carry you forward, but you've got to make a decision. You really have to make this decision. And don't let anything or anyone, not even yourself, block you from this next course of action. It's going to come through you quite powerfully. You're going to be ready for it, and it's time to move forward. Just with Aries, just be careful a little of arrogance or your temper right now, okay? Because Aries is like, just get out of my way. That's it. I'm doing this and that's that. So just be careful, all right, of that. But otherwise, the energy around you, as it says, is dynamic. It's spontaneous. You're ready to go forward. This is fabulous. Okay, so number 1, this is your first card. Okay, your second card is about your finances. What can we tell you, Pisces? Okay, the fish in most symbology is symbols of wealth. Okay, so already we have the fish on your cards. The Pisces energy is wistful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses and softens resolve. With regards to your finances, you have to keep plugging away at things. Okay, so it's like water is able to carve away stone, right, over time. It just keeps on pushing and pushing, and the tide comes in and it keeps on ebbing and flowing, etc. So this energy around you with your finances is you will, like I said, have to keep pushing forward with things, keeping your psychic senses, which Pisces is really good at doing, keeping your psychic senses on board, listening to your intuition, no wasteful spending, just bringing yourself sort of beginning this year, how you mean to finish things. And this is something that I always sort of say to myself, start how you mean to finish. The Pisces energy is going to be very, very emotional and very, very loving and very, very sensitive, also very, very psychic. Okay. So it can go two ways. There can be psychic impressions that come because you're picking up other people's stuff. So make sure you're not doing that, because that can bring you unnecessary worry and stress and blame and guilt and all those negative sides, of emotional, when you're trying to heal yourself emotionally, all these negative sides we have to let go of. But make sure that you're bringing yourself into your own power, that you're bringing all the parts and pieces of who you are back to yourself as a soul, cleansed and cleared, and that you're focusing on your finances as being something that's an easy thing, not something that's a drain or something that's a stress or something that you have to have, rather that it's coming through easily because you're focusing your attention in the right way. All right, so the energy around your finances is, there is money there, there's money coming, there's the energy of wealth around you. You have to keep plugging away at your impulses and feelings and intuition and keep following this guidance, and things will come through really, really gently and really, really easily. You're attracting this right now, number one. You're attracting this energy into your life, which is fantastic. Okay, so whatever it is that you set the intention for, hopefully you did the 2021 declaration. Whatever you set your intention for, you're going to start seeing this coming unexpectedly. Unexpected income, unexpected resources, bonuses that you didn't see coming. Things that are getting paid off that you didn't realize were so far along. Just little things like that are happening. Okay, beautiful energy. Now we move on to relationships. This can be love, this can be family, this can be friendships, this can be work, colleagues. All right, so the energy is Saturn, the planetary energy in your relationships, which brings it into a bit of a bigger impact in your life. This is the part of you that accepts a challenge to gain wisdom. So what you've done here in regards to your relationship is exactly that. You've looked at all the things from your past and you've said to yourself, you know what? The way that things were going, it just cannot continue in that way. The way that things were, I can't keep going back over it. The way that I was treated, I can't keep blaming myself or feeling guilty or feeling bad. The things that have happened in my life, I can't keep on taking the blame for it. So I need to learn from these mistakes of the past where I have adapted my energy towards a situation or a person. I've behaved in a certain way to, fit in or make someone happy or please others. I've squashed my own thoughts and my own abilities so that I don't upstage anybody else. I've forgotten who I was in the past, and it was making me miserable. It was causing me pain. I don't have to explain myself to anybody anymore. This is what you're saying. It's like you just chilled out. People can come and go. It's like, you're not really worried whether you're losing people around you or not, because if people are negative or they want to leave your life, well, you're not going to force people to stay. Now, this attitude is fantastic in your relationships. You're empowering yourself, you're strengthening yourself, you're doing things bit by bit. You know, if you're going to make something in this world, you're going to have to do it yourself. You know this. So, all of these unnecessary energy plugs are being unplugged by you. It's fantastic. This was the best thing that you could have done. In your intimate relationships, you know, you both have this sort of gentle energy going on because you both just really want that peaceful life. You know, of course, some people have different sort of situations going on for them, but you have to keep in mind if something is alarming or something is negative or something is disturbing or something happens and it's just shocking and upsetting and it keeps on happening in intimate relationships, you may be going through a cycle where you're thinking, is that really what I want? Is this the person that I want to live the rest of my life with? When it's going to be this up and down, up and down, and you've got away from it and you're trying to just have this peace and you're trying to just have this spiritual life. This is for some people, okay? But it's like you've made a decision where you're coming first, and it was the best decision that you ever made, and it's something that you need to continue. Number one. Okay, and finally, the universal message for you is be Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius, the energy is powerful, superior, confidence and enthusiasm, faith, good fortune and authority. The energy of Sagittarius is fun, adventurous, it's strong, it's powerful, it just wants to have a great time. The universe is saying, just have a good time and, you know, keep yourself around people who are making you laugh, you know, bringing the joy into your life. This is the highest vibration. If you're not laughing every 5 minutes, every day, right? If you're not laughing at least a couple of times a day, then there's something wrong, you know, because our natural energy is to be happy, is to be joyous. So if we've been very, very small and hardly ever smiled or laughed or joked because of whatever was going on around us or stuff, that's not our natural state. So you've been living in an unnatural state, if that's, you know, the case. So the universe brings through the message of allowing the energy of Sagittarius to be a part of your life, whether you're a Sagittarian or not. The fun-loving, adventurous side, let's go on the next adventure. Oh, why don't we travel here? Oh, why don't we go to that special rock and, you know, sit there and have a picnic today? Oh, why don't we go to the lake and just absorb the energies of the lake and the water spirits, etc. You know, it's just like spontaneous fun. The only downside to Sagittarian energy can be nervous anxiety. I've known many Sagittarians who have this nervous anxiety energy where suddenly they'll start to focus on one little thing. And that one little thing starts to explode into probably 10 other little things that they're stressing about. And then they need to, you know, sage themselves and get themselves away from everybody or making sure that, they sort of go into this introvert energy and, you know, the stress of this one little thing, or what if that happens and what if that happens and then what's going to happen and is that a sign and should I be doing this or should I be doing that or should I go in, what if I buy that house and then it's not what I really wanted to do and then what if I move there and something happens? All that what if stuff can come up as nervous anxiety within Sagittarian energy. So you are sort of, that's, I guess, the only little thing to look at. Is it really worth your time to be what if and what if you really believe that the angels and guides and spiritual energy is working through you, then you'll pick up the right intuition and you'll follow the right path, you know. So that's an easier thought process than right? We've all been there, okay? So really, for number one, you have a beautiful message. The archangels of beginnings are with you. The power of Aries is pushing through. The gentle energy and intuitive energy of Pisces is helping you in your finances. And the energy of Saturn is also helping you in relationships because You're just not going to take it. You're not going to take other people's crap anymore as your own things to deal with. Well, if you are, then maybe this is a change that you're making as well, which is fantastic. Okay, so I like the look of this. You know, these are the things to look out for. We will have some more readings and stuff as we're going through this year. More lives and all that stuff too, so don't worry. Okay. And Patreon also has all 12 signs that have been done for January. So when you become a patron, you'll also be able to have a look at your detailed forecast for January as well. All right, so let's do number 2. Welcome, number 2. Thanks for being here. Your crystal is the jasper. Okay. This is this particular type of jasper, and you know what? I just can't think what it is right at this second. Anyway, I'm sure some people will tell me, but it's very, very grounding. At the same time, I mean, this is the energy that you needed, number 2. It's just some grounding energy, and make sure that you're focusing on this. And also the heart representing self-love and healing, joy, new connections, etc. For number 2. All right, so let's look at your Domino Angels card first. This is the angel message for you. And we have Archangel Gabriel. This is exactly the angel for January, which makes sense. And it's the angel I'm going to be channeling this afternoon. So again, the Patreon energy, the patrons receive the free live channeling today. So click links if you want to be a part of that, because you actually get quite a lot by being a patron. Okay, Archangel Gabriel is with you, asking you to speak up. Something is bothering you. You may also be nervous at the prospect of making a speech, in which case Gabriel will help. You can do it. A celebration is in order. This angel can indicate feasting and get-togethers at a distance. It's time to get out of the house. Oops. It's time to get out of the house. You will also hear from an old friend or relative. Good news and extra messages. Thank you to Archangel Gabriel. You can light a lavender candle to help you connect with Gabriel, or dedicate a candle to Gabriel for the messages for the year. Gabriel is our angel, one of the overseeing angels for the entire year, along with Archangel Uriel. Very powerful team. And throughout the year, we'll be doing a lot of attunements and activations, upgrades, meditations, all kinds of stuff to get us through. And Archangel Gabriel is telling you that you are a messenger, that you have a message to share with others, whatever that means for you, that you've been doubting yourself, perhaps a little bit too much, very hard on yourself, which is why the self-energy card really needed to come up, self-love card. You need to see the signs, in this case, lots of 4s, okay, 444, etc. Really believe in yourself, because you're worth it as well. The Archangel Gabriel energy is about resurrection also, where we are resurrecting our energy, where we are asking for our spirit to be engulfed in the resurrection flame as we sleep, so that our soul can be cleansed and, cleared of any of the past energy. Well, more our spirit. We are a soul, we have a spirit. So more of our spirit being cleansed to open up the channels to the higher self, open up the next levels of awareness, etc. Okay, so let's get into your particular reading, number 2. The first card that I'm doing is based on yourself, your life. This is coming through for the month of January. This is a little bit of insights. And we have Scorpio for number 2. Okay, so this is you, your life. Okay. The energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. So the energy of Scorpio moving through your life is very, very intensified in healing, and also, again, psychic energy as well. The energy of Scorpio is very, very absorbent of other people's energy and can feel and tune into things all the time. You may be noticing that you're getting more connected to nature, more connected to the energies of what's really going on with other people. The only problem, and I've mentioned this a few times, that can happen with Scorpio energy is that they can be so good at being perceptive and so good at healing or wanting to heal that they tend to try to figure out what other people are thinking and feeling and doing, etc. So they may have a friend on Facebook or whatever, and they try to figure out what that person is doing or thinking or saying because they may not have talked to them in a while, or they've got a funny look on their face in the picture, or they're reading into things. And it's very, although it doesn't seem like it's a bad thing, it can actually be quite an invasive thing, because what happens is that you could be picking up on something that is not quite accurate and then making that into a reality and then starting to feel upset, annoyed, or hurting because of it. So, so the whole thing is you're looking at someone and you're like, oh gosh, there really must be something wrong with them. Oh, I'd love to send them some healing. I think I'll just send them some healing. Oh, hang on a minute, they're upset with me. Oh, what's going on? And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Now, Scorpio, if you've been in the energy of Scorpio, and when I've been doing Scorpio readings all year, and last year, sorry, you guys have noticed that that's something that you've been working on, is not picking up on other people's energy so much. But it's something that needs to be said to make sure that you're consciously aware of in this month, right? Especially for January, that you're just making sure that whatever it is that you're feeling, it's your feelings. Not something that you've absorbed at the shopping center, not something that you've absorbed online, not something that you are thinking or feeling or fearing so about other people, because your energy can become really, really scattered when that happens. You're going over here, you're going over there, you're looking at this, you're looking at that, your sensitivities are on fire, you're sensing things, you're opening up your abilities, which is fantastic, which makes you more sensitive to other people's energies. So you've got to make sure that you're bringing all the parts and pieces of who you are as a soul back into your entire being and keep it there. So the only time that you go into a place of receiving energy is when it's just that, when you're going into your grounding practice in the morning and into your receiving practices, which we've done many times here on this channel. And you're in that space of receiving messages. Now, should we be receiving messages about other people and then, saying something to them? I don't think so. If they've asked you, then you can tune in. If not, don't. It's one of the rules of our psychic vibration, or that we make sure that we're not invading anybody else's privacy. Now, people may do this to you also in the month of January, and so this is why this is being brought up. It's something for you to notice. Are people just randomly messaging you? And I mean, unless you're working with somebody, that's a little bit different. But are people just saying, "Oh, I've got this message for you. What do you think?" Are people trying to control your life through your Facebook feeds or whatever? Oh, I don't like that post, or I don't like, have a look at all these things where there's pulling on your energy as well. So it's not just about you giving it away to everybody, people pulling and dragging on it. Okay, so you may need to be focusing on this, number 2, in January. Where's your energy going? Who's pulling at your energy? Where's your energy being given away freely? What messages are yours? What messages are you receiving from the divine? And what messages are you receiving that are from your ego, that are not really coming from spirit? And the only way to tell is to make sure that you're in that place of receiving, you're grounded, you've opened your energy centers, you have your spiritual light team with you, you're connecting into the earth and into the universe, etc. Then you can ask and you'll get accurate answers. So really listen to your intuition this month. Really focus on your energy. And if you're feeling flat, where's your energy and your thoughts going? Or if you've been really positive, then someone may be attaching to you somehow. Make sure you're dissolving any attachments and cords, etc. as well. And I'll do a video on, or maybe taking you through the meditation of how to do that yourself as well, cutting all the cords etherically. Okay, so a little bit of a story there for number 2, but needed to be said. All right, so in your finances, number 2, fantastic. So you have the energy of Leo coming forward. Extremely flamboyant, dramatic, proud and passionate, focusing on the importance of self-belief. This is why you ended up with this beautiful crystal. Okay. So for number 2, for your finances, you're going to be bold, you're going to be strong, you're going to be confident as you're moving forward. Because of this energy, you're also going to be able to generate money being attracted to you. Like if something's not happening and everything is flat with regards to money, then there's a panic around it. So this is the energy of putting blessings on your money before it leaves your hands, putting blessings around your work and your website, etc. And you're asking for protection around things. I ask for protection around all of my social media and anything that's online. I place all of it in pyramids of gold and I just leave it set in that way so that the vibration is family, the vibration is abundance, the vibration is strong, business energy, and also that the right energy is being flowing out there and anything that's negative can't really come in. I hardly ever get anything negative at all. Once in a while there'll be something, but it's nothing really in the big scheme of things, right? So protect yourself, protect your business. Do a little, declaration about your business. I hereby ask that all of the angels, guides, and loved ones, ancestors, animal guides, everybody who works with me, my spiritual light team, I give you guys permission to protect my website, to protect my business, to put up shields that will keep away any problems, any issues, etc. Keep things running smoothly and also attracting abundance into my life. We all have to accept abundance in our life, and a lot of people have a problem with it. It's like, well, the more you have, the more you can help people. So, how are you going to help all these people if you don't have any funds? Well, you can write stuff and you can do all that sort of thing. And that's, exactly where I've sat in my life is I've just kept on pushing with things because there's nobody in my family that has anything, right? So there's been no, here you go. Here's a few thousand to get your business started, love. There's been none of that throughout my life, right? It's just been from the ground up, the ground up, the ground up, the ground up, the ground up. And it took me a long time to start recognizing worth, and having, because I always want to give away stuff because I always want you guys to have it, and I do that. So I have to have a balance between that and receiving, giving and receiving. It has to be a balance. You're going to be focusing on that a lot in January. And you're going to feel more confident to do stuff. Say no when you need to. And stand up for yourself as well. If people are pestering you and annoying you, say something. Say, hey, taking a break. Be back with you in a couple of days. Simple as that. And, you kind of have to be like that. If you're beginning to think about working for yourself, then you're the boss in every direction. So, you've kind of got to run it how you want it to be without being steamrolled. Because empathy gets to you. So for number 2, you're very empathic to other people, very sensitive to other people's needs. In fact, you've been putting it first for a long, long time in your life. Other people come first. Then you feel sorry for people. Then you're giving all this to people. And then you're exhausted and then you're frustrated because you've given all that. So that cycle, that little cycle is, being healed. Okay, but just be aware of it so you can continue to let it go. Otherwise, you're pushing through with your financial energy and it's fantastic having Leo sitting right there. Okay. The next message is in regards to relationships. Either your personal romantic relationships friendships, family, business associates, whatever it is. And look, you have the energy of Virgo coming out. Now, it's funny, the relationship energy for number one, you see, it's kind of very similar. Sort of sitting there with a hat, head down, doing the work. All right. So here, that's what you're doing as well. The Virgo energy that comes through, you know, you like to get things done. The energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, humble, discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. You're doing things of importance to yourself. Again, this has been magnificent to see this come up because it shows that you guys are doing the work. You're probably going to be focused a lot on this, on what you're doing yourself. So you're not so focused on everybody else and their stuff, which is great because there was a kind of a message about that here with Scorpio, right? So you're not really doing that. And it's a good idea. So as far as relationships goes, some of you are still on your own, as it sort of shows here, doing your work, head down, not really noticing much around yourself, but, you know, reaping a really good harvest. Some of you are in a relationship and you're quite happy in that relationship. You're doing your thing, but you're also taking time out, which may be something that you haven't done before. You know, checking your moon and rising sign and looking at your sun and moon and rising sign together, like often do that. You know, when we do readings with the tarot, etc., do that as well, because it starts to all come together. But, you know, in relationships in itself, you're taking a more personal role for your own development. And you really need to. Some people are taking a break from relationships. Some people are, you know, as I said, closely connected with their partner, but still doing things on their own. Both partners are. And the energy here also is that you've turned your back on all the unnecessary things, which is fantastic. Because the Scorpio energy was saying, hey, make sure if you're not placing your energy somewhere, make sure that other people aren't doing it to you. Now, that's one thing that does happen. So we were talking about being positive about our business, etc. One thing that does happen, and sadly, is that people assume things about me. So, you know, they'll get to know me or whatever, but then they'll start assuming things, and it's not good. It means that they're spending too much time on me rather than spending time on themselves. Because you can talk yourself into anything. You could see a look that someone gives you and go, oh God, that was directed at me, when it wasn't. You could hear something that is said and think it's directed at you, and it wasn't. It's a general statement, you know. So the focus of making sure that you're minding what you're doing, number two, and not letting other people affect you like that or drag from you or whatever. You're doing these things and you're working on yourself and you're getting things done. Just don't become too much of a perfectionist, because Virgo can sometimes go, I've got to get this done and 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 this done, you know, and make it super hard. So don't put pressure on yourself. This is all gentle energy, right? We've got to create the gentle energy as well. So with relationships, focus on gentleness and don't feel like you have to answer every call or be right on the ball. You've got to take time in nature for yourself to build as well. Okay, now finally, number two. Beautiful. This is the message from the universe, and we have the message of Chiron. The healing power, the empathy and ability to teach or learn remedies. Number two, healing is the focus for you. The universe is bringing healing to you now. You have to be open to receive it. Okay? The universe is always the master of healing, and all of us healers here that are on the earth are just conduits of that energy. I certainly don't want to use my energy to help you when I can use the universe energy to help you? Why would I put my own energy in there? It's definitely not going to be as powerful as the entire universe pushing through. So there'll be things that you're learning to adapt into your life because of the healing that's, taken place. There is a great deal of healing to you and through you. You may be focusing this year on really opening up your skills with healing abilities. I'm going to be teaching a lot of courses this year on healing, and you might want to try one of those methods. One of them is a Viking healing, and very, very powerful, used for different things and used for animal healing as well. I'll be teaching that one. There'll be a whole lot of stuff that you will be able to learn, but also that you need to know that you've actually got that teaching ability within you, that you're the professional here, that you've got this energy, right? To share with others, to show others the way, and to generate a ton of healing energy. The universe is saying, don't forget about your own skills. Okay? You may be so focused on what other people can do and that you have to wait and that you have to study and you have to do more, whatever. Remember your own skills. We are all born with the capability of healing, right? We are conduits of healing energy. And if we start to open this up and start using it in the right ways, you're going to get even more powerful as you go forward without being superior and egotistical and all that sort of stuff, like I'm the most powerful and all that stuff. We hear people saying this, all right? We know that that's not a good thing. It doesn't sit right with me anyway. When I hear someone tell, oh, I'm the one, I just get really freaked out by that. I feel like there's a negative force there, because what I've learned is the angels, our guides, our loved ones, our ancestors, everybody, source energy, tells us how amazing we all are, how wonderful we all are, how we can all do it, how we all are healers by being conduits of having this conduit of energy, how we all are able to help people, how we're all teachers in our own way. And it's learning to tap into those abilities in a way that feels comfortable for you. That's the difference. Doing it in a way that feels comfortable for you, not the way somebody else does it. Learning, of course, is always a good thing, but then taking those bits and creating your own thing, is the most powerful thing that you can ever do. And this focus is around you, your own internal connection, your own power and your capabilities, and sharing these things, okay? There's a lot of gentle energy around us, right? It feels, because now we have Saturn in Aquarius. So it's like, we can take a breath. Saturn was in Capricorn before, and Saturn will stay in Aquarius for I think till 2023, a couple of years. We're going to have a gentler, all-round Aquarian energy, and big things happening February and March and April, May, June, July, up until September, really. When we get to September, the moon system sort of calms down a little bit. But before that, there's so many events that are happening this year. It's going to be amazing. Now, don't forget, you can always get readings and things from me. We can talk over the phone as well, etc., etc. If you need help with anything, then there's payment plans available. Just reach out if you do need help. Don't leave things. But know that you've got the energy yourself within you, and it's actually time for you, number 2, to start calling on it more often for yourself as well. Self-healing is just as important as healing and helping others. We have to heal ourselves first, and be comfortable in that, and understanding of how energy works. And then we can start teaching others in order to learn as well. I teach you guys to learn. I teach to learn. Sounds strange, but if you're teaching something, you show someone how to do something, you'll be amazed how much you've learned in the process and how much you actually know. I'm always surprised. I'm like, oh, I'll pull this out and we'll do this. And then I'm like, wow, there's so much more there I could say, because of life experience, etc. But it can get long-winded if I kept on going. But sometimes I feel like, wow, it's like now doing these readings, I feel like talking for a few hours. But I can't. I've got to do a channeling show soon. But anyway, channeling the energy, channeling the healing may be also something that you're learning this year as well, which will be fantastic. Okay, number 2, hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you maybe today at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for channeling questions and answers, etc. with Archangel Gabriel. And don't forget my new easy-to-use store, BDevineOnline.com. And until the next time, many blessings, lots of love, fantastic January, and bye for now.